So if you buy land in Abuja without really understanding the titles, you are not really an owner of a land. You are just hoping to be one. So today, I'll walk you through exactly how land titles in Abuja work, in simple language, with real examples, and why this matters if you are serious about investment. Most people focus on what their agent tells them or what their family or friends advise, but they ignore listening out for information from the authorized body. That's why so many investors end up being victims of land grabbing or demolition. So I am Dozie, and if you're here, it's because you want real clarity before you commit your money to Abuja real estate. No hype, no myths, just actually how it works. So whether you're in Abuja, you're in Lagos, or you're abroad, this video will save you time, money, and headaches. So hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video to someone you think will actually need it. So over the years of working with property investors in Abuja, I have noticed patterns that lead to error around land titles. But when people say land titles, why do land titles really matter? First, you see, a title is what really makes your land legally recognizable. Without it, you might think you own the land, but the law wouldn't. In Abuja, land isn't owned the way people think. Under the Land Act rule, all lands belong to the government and is leased to you by a title. So rights are only as strong as the documents you hold. So there are a few key titles you need to know about in the city of Abuja. And the truth is that they are equally not all secure. So first of all, we have the CFO, which is known as the Certificate of Occupancy. This is the most secure and most respected title in Abuja. It basically says that you have the legal right to occupy and use the land for up to 99 years, and this is actually renewable. Banks, developers, serious investors, they all respect the CFO because it's government issued and it's suitable for loans, for mortgage, and for big developments. However, I'll be telling you of two different kinds of CFO in the city of Abuja. Keep on watching this video to find out more. So next you have the RFO, which is also called the Right of Occupancy. This is also a legal title issued by the Federal Capital Development Authority. It's a step towards the CFO. In fact, many properties start off with the RFO before being upgraded. But here's the big nuisance. Without further processing and verification, RFO doesn't always give the same confidence as the CFO. And also, there are two kinds of RFO in the city of Abuja. So next you have the deed of assignment or the power of attorney. Even if the land already has a CFO, when ownership changes hands, the deed of assignment is the document that moves the title from one person to another. Most real estate development companies use deed of assignments to be able to issue to their subscribers to show that they own the land, and that is the title that the subscriber can use at any point to verify that that land belongs to them. So next we have the Gazette. Sometimes land is released from government reservation and published in the official Gazette. This is a key step that legitimates it for private ownership. However, it is not a guarantee that any development company is the owner of the particular land, but that land has been allocated to them by the government. So let's take a look at some real examples that I've seen happening in this industry in my years in this industry. So imagine this. Jennifer buys land in Lokoboma and she pays 30 million naira, but it only has a developer's allocation letter, not a CFO or a properly verified RFO. Years later, she tries to build, but because the land wasn't verified at AGIS before purchase, they find out it overlaps with a government corridor and it can't get approval. This happens a lot in Abuja, and a lot of buyers think that allocation letter equals ownership. So here are common title mistakes that buyers usually make. Firstly, they usually assume that an allocation letter is enough. Secondly, not verifying at AGIS, accepting a power of attorney without checking the registry, ignoring zoning and ministerial conditions. So this is where a seemingly perfect investment becomes a legitimate nightmare. So here's the core principles investors live by. A secure title isn't just paperwork, it's peace of mind. So before you buy next time, make sure you confirm that title in order to avoid disputes. You can also use the land as collateral. You can protect against revocation, and you can preserve the land long term. So to recap it all up, the CFO is the strongest land in Abuja. The RFO is a legal right, but you must verify it. Now, the deeds of assignment move ownership when titles are resold. The Gazette, it matters to show land is free from reservation. So earlier on, I mentioned that there were two kinds of CFOs and two types of RFOs in the city of Abuja. So we have the FCDA, which is the Federal Capital Development Authority, CFO and RFO. And now we also have the AMAC, which is the Abuja Municipal Area Council, CFO and RFO. Currently, what's going on in the city of Abuja is that the FCDA, which is the Federal Capital Authority, has the higher hands, and therefore they are basically taking over most of the zones and most of the areas and most of the development in the city of Abuja. Therefore, their CFO and RFO has more value than the AMAC. However, there are locations where the AMAC had already established their presence, and in those locations, the AMAC are still verified there. The AMAC basically is the local government, the major local government, the Abuja municipal local government, which in normal cities or normal states of Nigeria, the local governments are the authorization body for the Land Act Registry. However, because this is the Federal Capital Territory, we have a higher body, which is the FCDA, which has a higher authority. And therefore, to have less issues for yourself, work with developers that have the FCDA, RFO or CFO at this point in time in Abuja, due to the present Minister of the FCT, Honorable Wike, and his new plans of development around the city of Abuja. So if you're thinking about investing in Abuja land, check AGIS record, insist on proper title verification, and don't buy based on letters alone. I break down verified opportunities, how to vet titles before you buy, and I give you real case examples in other videos. So subscribe if you want clarity before you invest.